All right, we are live. Let's see who all is here. I'm very, very excited. Testing 1, 2, 3. As soon as you join, as soon as you join, comment in the chat and let me know that you're here. Okay, looks like people are starting to arrive. Hi guys, I want you to say hey in the chat if you're here. I'm just gonna send out one last email to everybody to make sure that people make it, because I know that there's been a really weird hiccup going on with Webinar Jam lately, which is absolutely insane. So if you are here, say hello in the chat so I can see who we're working with. Let me know where you are watching from. I'm super excited that everyone is here. I'm just going to set up a couple of things while you're tuning on in. Say hello. I'm Rachel, by the way, guys. All right, let's see. Play. Perfect. I'm just going to make sure to send out an email to everybody because there's something kind of funky going on with Webinar Jam right now, which is kind of weird. I am not a fan of this. So bizarre. Okay, let me just make sure I have the right link because it looks like this one does not have everybody in it. This is crazy, you guys. Let's see if this works. Okay, that should send on out. All right, so it looks like we have a couple people here, which is awesome. We have Ariel and Hara. So the crazy thing is, you guys, there are 811 people registered for this webinar, and 2 people are here. Now, this is something I knew might happen because Webinar Jam just went through migration this week, and so they made some mistakes. I emailed Webinar Jam, and I was like, you guys got to make sure that this doesn't happen for my webinar. But apparently it did. Basically, what they're doing is they're sending out the wrong link or not sending out the link at all. It kind of stinks, but it's like, you know what? You 3 are, now it looks like there are 3 people. You 3, Leah, Hara, and Ariel, are going to get a private presentation of this for now, and then more people will be able to join later. Unfortunately, this is just kind of the name of the game with webinar tech. So we're going to have fun and dive on in. So I'd love to hear from you guys. Where are you watching from? Are you located in the United States? Are you located in another country? Are you located close to me? I am located in Minnesota. Just let me know in the chat exactly where you are watching from. And then we will dive on. I'll just get everything configured and we're going to have a good time. So let's see. Window, perfect. And go ahead and get this started. Oh, let's see. Leah says, I was booked on tonight's webinar, but thought I missed out on it when I received the replay this afternoon. See, that's exactly what happened with Webinar Jam. They're like making all these mistakes, which are so weird and crazy. So it's like, you know what? You just make the best of it you possibly can. You know, it's a weird situation. That's life, that's tech, whatever. So Andrea, awesome. Good to see you here from Washington State. Are you guys ready to jump on in? It's just going to be us. So I need you guys to like pump up the energy. And looks like other people are starting to join too now. You guys, just so you know, everybody, there was a weird tech issue with Webinar Jam. They migrated their systems. And so not everybody got the right link, but you're here now. So I'm super excited and we are ready to jump on in. So we're going to have a great time. This is one of my favorite trainings. It's full of value. Just say yes in the chat if you're super excited to get started, and then we will dive on in. As soon as you guys say yes, we are all set. Okay, make sure you can see my screen, that everything is working well. If so, we are all set. Just as long as you guys can see my screen that says welcome, guys, then we are ready to go. Can you guys see my screen? Looks like so far, yes. Okay, perfect. Let's dive on in. We are going to have some fun. All right, so you guys, I want to thank you so much for joining today. You may have seen my ad in the feed and you're like, I have no idea who this person is. I've never heard of her before. You might be from my big free group, Become a Social Media Manager. I don't know exactly how you got onto this webinar today, but I just want to let you know I'm really, really excited because this is one of my favorite trainings to teach. It's going to give you the actual skills that you need in order to become a fully booked social media manager. So you are in the right place if you want to be a fully booked social media manager. And if that's you, I want you to say yes in the comments in the chat below. If that's you, say yes. You are also in the right place if you're ready to have a job or a side gig that you absolutely love. If that describes you, say me in the chat. You're in the right place if you love social media and wouldn't mind getting paid to play. It almost sounds a little bit too good to be true. But if that's you and you love social media, put play in the chat. So I know you're like, I want to learn social media and do it all the time and get paid for something I love to do. You are in the right place if you are fed up with your 9-to-5 and you're looking for a new option. If that's you, say yes in the chat. And you are also in the right place if you just plain old want freedom, financially and with your time. If that's you, put freedom in the chat. Awesome, guys. There's already a ton of energy. Even if it's a small group of us, we've only got 14 out of 812 people. Thanks a lot, Webinar Jam, but we're going to have a blast. So most people know me as a social media manager and an entrepreneur. I am Rachel Pedersen. That is exactly what I do. I am a social media manager full-time. It's what I do every single day, and it is a blast. In fact, I've had a really, really amazing year, actually 2 years of being a social media manager. I've had some really great success in my business. But what most people don't know is I am also a mother to two, a wife. I love my husband to pieces, and a killer canasta player. So I like to, honestly, I'm a pretty big family person. I'm not the person who loves like jet setting and luxury lifestyle and all that. It's more about like family and games and spending time with my daughters my little one with the pigtails, that's Delilah. She is 3 today. But it all started about 2 years ago when I was working full-time in a 9-to-5 in marketing. And you guys, I'll be honest, it was a job that I liked. I mean, some of you might be there right now. Like, you have a job you like. It's not the worst thing in the world. Some of you might just straight up hate your jobs, which that I relate to that as well. But this was a job that I didn't mind it until one day when I stayed home from work when my daughter was sick. And as I stayed home from work, I kind of was like, oh no, I think I might get in trouble. And then she was sick again for another day and I stayed home again. And when I went to work the next day, my boss called me into the office and wrote me up for staying home. And I was so bummed because I was like, I didn't want to even get paid for those days. I'm not trying to get paid. I just wanted to stay with my daughter. She's sick, you know, I don't want to send her to daycare or to my nanny. And so I was really at a point where I got super, super frustrated. Some of you might be there right now. Like, I was so frustrated. I felt really stuck, like out of control of my life. I felt like my boss owned me basically. And the thing that was really hard for me to stomach was the fact that I was spending all of my time making someone else rich. Like, that drove me crazy. I was sitting here working 8 to 5, 50 hours a week. I was missing out on my kids, you know, if they were to ever have field trips, I was missing out on bringing them to and from activities. I would never be able to be the person who was there to say hello when they got home from school. They were forever going to be at the mercy of like before school activities and after school activities. And And my husband and I, we barely saw each other. We saw each other like 2 hours a night maximum. And that was with the kids. And it just felt like just so wrong. I was like, what are we living for? Like, are we living just to work? I felt really stuck. I don't know if any of you guys feel that, but that was exactly where I was at. So my breaking point was when I wasn't able to, or when I realized I was never going to be able to be at home with my kids when they're sick. That was a little bit too much for me. Like that to me was like the breaking point where I was like, I can't do this anymore. And so what it came down to for me was that it was time to start taking action and making something happen. So 2 years ago, I actually implemented the exact system that I am going to teach you guys today. And literally everything changed, you guys. It was insane what happened when I implemented this exact system. Basically, as I implemented this system, I was able to secure over $32,000 worth of client contracts as a social media manager. I was able to really transform everything. And it all started from implementing these couple of steps. So everything has changed, you guys, which is kind of crazy. I mean, when I say everything, I have left my 9-to-5. It took me 6 months to leave my 9-to-5 and I did it. And I was so excited. And let me tell you, handing in my 2 weeks notice was the best feeling in the entire world. A couple months later, I started to really miss my husband. You know, he was going to work every single morning. And I was like, I miss him. I'm staying at home. I'm doing something I love. And he's going to a job he hates. He hated his job. So I retired my husband from his 9-to-5. And we were able to hire our mother-in-law as a nanny. And like just so many amazing things started to happen. And today I now have a marketing agency and a marketing university. And so I have two sides of my business that are absolutely thriving. And everything looks completely different. We're able to take trips when we want to, vacations. Not only do we have no boss to tell us no, which is, by the way, one of the best feelings in the entire world, but also it is really, really amazing to, it's amazing to be able to afford a vacation. Real fast, I see that Patricia has a request. Let's see if, Patricia, can you drop your question in the chat so I can see what it was that you were wanting to request? All right, so real fast, you guys, if you keep all of your questions until the end, if at all possible, that would be great. I'll answer all of your questions in the live Q&A at the end, so you'll get them all taken care of. So the most important thing to me that has changed though, guys, is that I'm able to every single day stay at home with my kids and literally, you know, whether they're, you know, at our house or they're at the nanny's house, I'm able to wake up late with them and, you know, spend time drinking coffee. And if I need to, I can pick up my daughter from school and we can go bring her to tennis. You know, we have that freedom. And so, yeah, we woke up like this is us in the morning, my girls and I. But that to me is the biggest thing, like the freedom of my time. The financial freedom's great. You know, I don't live like in a mansion. I don't, you know, drive a Lamborghini. I don't have some like luxury lifestyle. To me, what it's all about is the freedom to actually spend time with my kids and to actually be a good mom. What do you guys, so far, if you're watching this, who relates to this? Say yes in the comments so I know. All right. So this one system that I am going to teach you guys is completely replicable. That's the good news. It's completely replicable. And I forgot to write, it is completely free. So it's something that you can implement immediately. It's awesome. This is not going to be some high ticket pitch where I'm telling you to set up a complicated webinar and Facebook ads and all of this craziness. That is not at all what I'm trying to do to you guys today. I'm trying to teach you something that actually works. It's what worked for me. It's an organic way to build your business and become fully booked. The one thing I would ask from you guys is that you do turn off all your distractions because this isn't like your everyday webinar. If you've been on a lot of webinars, you know that the purpose of every webinar is basically the entire thing delivers no value and it all is just one massive pitch. I am not a fan of these types of webinars. And if you've been on my webinars before, I've only had one where I did that. And I felt so gross. It felt so unaligned. My mission statement is to deliver value. I believe in helping people to, find value in everything that you do, finding ways to apply things. So this isn't going to be a webinar that's all just like vague and then a massive pitch. This is going to be something that's applicable. So I would ask that you turn off all your distractions and that you get ready to take notes. So if you don't have, your notepad on your computer open, or you don't have a notebook and a pen, now would be the time to grab those. So if you need a minute, just go get it. I'm going to take a sip of water. My throat has been super dry this week, so I've got a little bit of a cough too. It's like, actually it's kind of like a deep cough, but it'll be okay. All right, guys. There is one place that you can generate leads on demand 24/7. The #1 source for free clients that I use every single time I need clients and I don't want to spend money. So I want you guys to try to guess in the chat what the #1 place is that I turn to every single time that I need new clients. Go ahead and type your guess in the chat. What do you think it is? And I'll just wait a second and see what your answers are. I love this. Friends, that's a good guess. LinkedIn or Facebook, social media. That's a pretty vague statement. I like that though. Yeah, it totally, of course, is some type of social media. LinkedIn, Facebook referrals. Okay, you guys have some great guesses. So two of you guys got it spot on, and it's kind of surprising to people because nobody really thinks of this. It is LinkedIn. LinkedIn, you guys, is a magical source of leads. And I'm going to walk you guys through the 4-step process that I use, and every single time that I use it, it works like gangbusters. It is amazing. This 4-step process is very easy. It's replicable, it's scalable. And so I'm super excited to share with you guys exactly what that 4-step process is. Are you ready for it? All right, so we have step 1, optimize your profile. Optimize your profile. Step 2, inbound marketing. Step 3, lion connections. And step 4, my favorite step in the entire process, outbound marketing. This all sounds kind of vague, right? Don't worry, I'm going to walk you through every step. All right, so step 1, optimize your LinkedIn profile. So most people, I'm guessing if you're watching this webinar now, your LinkedIn is outdated. It's got some old information on it. Maybe it doesn't have your perfect profile picture. It doesn't say anything about social media. If you believe that your LinkedIn has not been updated within the last month, say me in the chat. I'm willing to bet it's the majority of people. Most people don't think to update and optimize every step in their LinkedIn profile. So I'm going to walk you guys through everything that needs to be optimized in order for you to use LinkedIn as a lead generating system all the time. All right, so step 1, optimize your LinkedIn profile. The very first thing you're going to want to do is to update your profile photo. Now, this is pretty important, you guys. You want a profile photo that is not an image of you cropped out of a wedding picture, or an image of you with your kids, or even worse, a selfie or a picture of you in the car. So here's the thing about LinkedIn, you guys, is that LinkedIn is a professional networking service or platform. Basically, you want to lead with your best impression. Like, you'd never go to a job interview wearing, like shades or, with your hair looking crazy. You'd never submit a photo with your application or resume to a job with a selfie. I mean, unless of course you had a creative, crazy plan for it. But the thing is, you guys, you have to have a professional profile photo on LinkedIn. It can be cute, it can be creative, it can be friendly, but it should be a photo of just you, straight on, smiling. Who's going to commit to doing this? So a profile photo that is professional, smiling, straight on, and just you. The one thing I'll tell you guys too about your profile photo, the majority of my photos are taken just in my office. Sometimes I'll prop my phone up in the windowsill and turn on a timer, and then I'll have it take a photo of me and I'm smiling, and then I crop it. It's perfect. So that's going to be awesome. Yeah, so professional profile photo. All right, step 2, your cover photo, or sometimes this is called your background photo. Your background photo on your LinkedIn profile is absolutely essential. The reason being is because this is something that helps you to differentiate yourself from the competition. Your background photo, your cover photo should be something that indicates so clearly that you're into social media and marketing. The cool thing is there are several different websites that you can get awesome and or free photos from. I'm going to drop the links to them in the chat right now. These are a couple that I love, and they're free photos so that you can update that background photo. So it is, we've got Pixabay, we've got Pexels, and we've got Unsplash. And those are the 3 where you can get free stock photos that indicate that you are interested in social media. All right. Step 3, your headline. You guys, this is basically the equivalent of the first 7 seconds where people make that first impression of you. You know how you only have one opportunity to make a first impression? Well, that's your headline. Your headline is absolutely essential. Do you even know what your guys' headlines say right now? Like, if you were to think about it, do you know what it says? Does it say like manager at this and this place? Does it say, you know, marketing manager at, you know, this and this company? Like, that's what most people say. Do you know what yours says right now? If you do, feel free to drop it in the chat. But most people don't have an intentional strategy with their headline. So what I recommend more than anything is that your headline tells a story to potential clients exactly about what it is that you offer. So you could say, I help small businesses to create social media strategies, or I create Twitter growth plans for X type of businesses. That's one way to do it. So it's that I help blank or something like that. And it really clearly directs exactly what you do. It shares with your potential clients so that they know within the first couple of seconds exactly what you offer. Another thing that I found as well is the words social media manager and social media strategist are also really powerful. So social media manager specializing in, and then fill in the blank with what your specialty is if you already know. If you don't, you could put social media manager and just leave it at that. And I find that social media manager stirs up so much interest with people versus even Debs has a freelance marketing consultant. I've tested out a ton of different titles, and the one that got the best results was always social media manager and social media strategist because it piques people's interest. So your headline should be optimized to clearly state exactly what it is that you're going to be focusing on, which, as we've decided based on you being on this webinar, is social media management. Step 4, your bio. This is a place where I think we often put like literally the most boring bios we possibly can because you're like, ugh, it's like a resume. I have to fill it out. But you guys, your bio is a place where you can pack it full of keywords to make yourself searchable and discoverable and, you know, to tell a story to potential clients about exactly who you are and what you offer. This is so, so powerful. So what I highly recommend is that your bio has basically everything that you do, but there's a better way to do it. And I'll explain to you guys how to do it in just a minute. But everything that you do written in a very clear and concise way that tells a story. And I'll share with you guys my personal process for doing that in just a minute. Step 5, this is going to sound kind of interesting, but you have to create a new position. You have to make it clear that you are now doing social media. That is something that you are up to. If nobody knows that that's something you offer, there's no way that they can hire you. So what I highly recommend is social media management or social media manager, social media strategist. Create a new position, even if it's working for yourself, even if it's creating a temporary business name for your business. It's time to create a new position. You guys wouldn't have thought to do that, would you? It's something that we kind of forget about, but create that new position, and then that way people can see, okay, this is something that they offer. Number 6, on LinkedIn, there are up to 10 skills that are displayed on your profile at any given time. Update your skills to reflect the skills that you're learning on social media. It might be, social media management. It might be marketing. It might be Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, advertising, all of the above. So really and truly, I highly recommend that you update your skills, because as you connect with new people, they're going to endorse your skills, making everything just seem more backed up and legit. All right, step 7. Get recommendations. Who currently does not have recommendations on their profile on LinkedIn for social media or marketing? Oh my gosh, you guys. Recommendations on LinkedIn are like the stamp of approval to potential clients. Every single potential client wants to know, who is this person? Can I trust them? What are their skills? What do they offer? Are they credible? Are they someone that, I can share my passwords with and not be worried? So getting recommendations is everything. If you already are currently working with clients, what I highly recommend is that you actually, what I highly recommend if you're already working with clients is that you get testimonials and use them on LinkedIn. So ask your clients to give you testimonials specifically related to marketing, social media, etc. If you don't already have clients, if you don't already have a history of working in marketing, ask your friends or your peers for recommendations that talk about your character and your integrity, so that potential clients might be able to kind of see what type of person you are, that you're somebody that they can trust. So ask your friends, ask your peers, ask your clients if you already have them. It looks like there's another request from Genevieve. Genevieve, if you want to drop your request in the chat, that would be great. And if it's a question, I'll save it for the very end so we can dive on into the live Q&A. All right. Step 8 is to add certifications. Now, there are a couple of different certifications that you can take online that are free, and they can be really helpful towards marketing yourself. So I'm going to drop them in the chat, but it is HubSpot. Inbound marketing is huge. This is an awesome certificate that you can get. I personally love it just because for me, it was really helpful towards getting clients to trust and know that I was passionate, that I was, advancing my skills and my knowledge. So HubSpot inbound marketing. What else? I know there's Google AdWords certification is awesome. I think Hootsuite has a free certification. Just 1 second, just typing as fast as I can. So these are the 3 that I highly recommend getting. If there are other things that you can get to just boost kind of your overall skill set in marketing and speaking and copy and sales and all of that, it doesn't ever hurt. So Toastmasters might be helpful, which is a public speaking course. Facebook Blueprint isn't free and it's super hard, but I will tell you guys, Facebook Blueprint actually does work. Okay, awesome. Genevieve, I'll keep your question until the very end. I'll mark it as a question. All right. So when I said that you're going to come up with a really cool profile, a lot of people are like, how do I come up with a unique profile? How do I come up with something that works, that attracts attention? So what I want you to do is to look at your competitors. Find maybe 1, 2, or even 3 competitors in the social media marketing space. You can feel free to even look at my profile, whatever you want, but you're going to basically hack that competition. So what you're going to do is you are going to look at their profile and write down keywords and phrases and skills and exactly everything that is everything that they have on their profile, because when somebody's more advanced, there's a reason that they're using certain words on their profile. So what I would do, and I did this a long time ago before I felt confident in my skills, I would literally go through all of the top social media managers' profiles and I'd say, okay, this person's using this sentence over and over. This person's using this sentence. This keyword keeps coming up. And what I realized was that when I would just say, like, I know how to do social media, other people would say, you know, social media optimization for conversions. They'd say all these fancy words that explain the exact same thing that I knew how to do, but didn't know how to convey. This is why hacking the competition is so essential, because they're using words that they know convey the exact skills that you already have, but just aren't using for your bio. So this is one of the best ways. Who's excited about this? Who's excited to like go stalk the competition and see exactly what it is that they are, what words they're using and how they're describing their skills? Who's excited about this? All right, let's dive on in. We're getting closer, you guys, by the way, to my favorite step in this entire process. Number 4, step 4 is my favorite, and all of this leads up to it. I'm so excited. Who's getting excited? So far, so good? Everyone finding value already? Are you kind of surprised by what you're learning? Wow, awesome energy in here. So cool, awesome. Looks like cool. People are getting some awesome inspiration. Excellent. So we're going to dive on into step 2, which is inbound marketing. Inbound marketing is really powerful. If you're not familiar with inbound marketing, it is essentially the idea that your business and your personality become like a magnet, and this magnet draws people in. So you are going to create content, whether it's posts or blogs or whatever it is, and you're going to bring people in without you having to reach out to them at all. Inbound marketing is very powerful. I personally am a fan of a methodology of inbound and outbound. When you take the HubSpot inbound marketing certification, they'll tell you inbound marketing is all you need. If you take like Grant Cardone's, like I think he has Sales University or something, his will say all you need is outbound marketing. I believe that both are super powerful together. All right, let's dive on in. Step 2, inbound marketing. So step 1, you are going to post an update on your LinkedIn. This is kind of like posting an update to your wall on Facebook, but you're going to basically post an update on LinkedIn. And what that is going to do is it's going to show all of your connections, something that you post. And if they engage with it, guess who else sees it, you guys? All of their connections. So suddenly it has this massively like exponential reach. It's really powerful. So I'm a huge fan of posting updates on LinkedIn. You should ultimately shoot for 1 time a week to post an update. It could be, you know, a blog post that you wrote and then share a little tidbit about it. You could you could share a video that you think is really inspirational. You could share some advice on something with social media. You could share a video you recorded. Why not? But post an update on LinkedIn. Step 2, this is one of my favorite things in the world. Repurpose your blogs from your website. If you don't already have a blog in place, what I want you to do is I want you to start to create posts for LinkedIn. And basically on your homepage, there's going to be a spot where it says write an article. An article is basically their new blog platform. If you already have blogs on your website, absolutely repurpose them. So grab that old blog, post it on LinkedIn, add an attractive image, give it a title that makes sense for LinkedIn, and post that sucker on up. If, like I said, if you don't already have one, now's the time to start writing blogs occasionally. Ideally, you would post them first on your website and then also share them on LinkedIn in a maybe like variant of it or something, but it's okay if it's exactly the same. So step 3, follow industry leaders. Part of the reason for this is because I am a huge fan of commenting on industry leaders' statuses. It means that everybody who follows them sees what your comment is, and that is super powerful. So follow industry leaders and then comment on their content as you see it going through your feed. Everyone think that's pretty easy? Pretty easy? Step 4, join groups related to your interests. Now, this is the downside to LinkedIn. LinkedIn groups are terrible, you guys. I'm so sorry to break it to you. Their groups on LinkedIn are very spammy. They're filled with promotion. There's no connection. Well, there might be a couple, but 99% of the groups on LinkedIn are really poorly run. They're not run the way I run my tight ship of a free group. It's like really tough. They're really just spammy. And so the reason that you join the groups is actually a technique in order for you to have more people that you can potentially connect to in step 3. So join groups that are related to your interests. Now, here's the thing. You don't necessarily want to join groups about social media. You want to join groups about entrepreneurs and small business owners because why? Well, that's where your target market's hanging out. So join groups related to the interests that your target market and you share. The biggest thing with inbound marketing is it's basically anything to get attention. There's one person on LinkedIn that I absolutely love. She's actually a friend of mine. Her name is Michaela Alexis. And Michaela Alexis, she goes viral on LinkedIn over and over and over. And it's just amazing to see. And the reason that she's able to do it is actually because she knows how to get attention. She uses social media as a platform to get attention in a good way. And so she has done that on LinkedIn and she has a massive following. So anything to get attention is my goal with inbound marketing. And PS, guys, just a sneak little tip. I do the same for every single platform. My goal is just to get attention. It's that easy. All right. So far, so good. What do you guys think? You still with me? You got energy? Do you need coffee? Who needs coffee? Actually, I need coffee. Stephanie, can you make me some coffee? My assistant she's not my assistant. She's a team member, but I always call her like my assistant. She's actually my sister. So she's like 8 years younger than me. That's another thing that's really cool, you guys, about what has happened in our lives. So my sister is my best friend. She's 8 years younger than me. And I was able to take her out of her job working at like a tanning salon. And I brought her into my business. And so every single day we work together and we like laugh and we have so much fun. Like it is the best thing in the entire world. My husband also works in my business in a different capacity. My mom, we needed to hire like a housekeeper just to do a little bit of picking up here and there throughout the week. And my mom is the person we hired for that. We needed daycare, so we hired my mother-in-law to be our nanny. I mean, it's so cool. My stepdad, my mom's husband, is actually going to be my sales rep. So it's like an amazing family business, which I absolutely love. You guys will have to forgive this cough I've got going on. Hopefully it's gone by next week. It's been so hard. So yeah, Jamie, that's my heart. Like I don't ever see the point of being successful if I'm not helping others, as long as they're willing to help themselves. And my family they're all hard workers, and it's so cool to be able to provide them with stable jobs that they actually like. So it's completely possible. Remember, I've only been doing this for not even 2 years. It's been about 21 months that I've been doing this. So completely possible. All right, next up, Lion Connections. I want you guys to imagine that you are at a networking party and you get to the party and you walk up to a group of people and they're all talking very closely and you say, "Hey guys, I'm so excited to meet you." And they go, "Oh, I'm sorry. We're friends here. Like we all met up here together. We're kind of only here to hang out with our friends." Thank you, Stephanie. She's the best. They say, "We're only here to hang out with our friends." You'd be like, what? What is the point of a networking party if that's your goal, right? Wouldn't you guys think that would be so bizarre? Well, I want you guys to imagine that LinkedIn is the biggest networking party of your life, but it's a social media platform. So with LinkedIn, you have to embrace this idea that it's a networking party and your goal is to create new connections. So my energy is about to perk up because now I have coffee and water. It's a good day. Okay, Step 3, lion connections. Lion. What does lion mean, Rachel? Lion does not mean lion, cheat, and stealing. It means LinkedIn open networker. It's something people used to put on their profiles, but people don't do that as much anymore. But basically, it just means that you're open to connecting with anybody, which is pretty cool. So step 1 to connecting with people on LinkedIn, get the 30-day free trial of Premium. I personally like the business version. I will tell you guys this isn't necessary in order to do this, but I like having the 30-day free trial so that way I can connect with more people. I can search for people a little bit easier. So get the 30-day free trial. If you've already used it, it's okay. You can use the free version of LinkedIn. Shouldn't be any issues. And then if you already have a paid LinkedIn or you think you start to see the benefit of this, then absolutely feel free to pay for LinkedIn, but just make sure to write down the date of the, when your trial expires, because they will quickly shut it on down. They'll shut down your free trial and start to charge you. It's kind of crazy. Okay, so step 2, you are going to do a search on LinkedIn. Do a search. What is it going to say? It is going to be for second connection profiles. So people who are second connections. A first connection is someone who is already your connection on LinkedIn. A second connection is someone who is connected with your connections, which is kind of cool. So first degree connections are people you're already connected with. Second degree connections are people that are connected with your connections. So second degree connections is what you're going to look for. Then you're going to search based on job titles. I highly recommend searching for owner, founder, president, CEO, sometimes chief marketing officer, and any other titles like maybe partner or vice president of operations, those types of titles. So you want to work with decision makers. Search for those jobs based on the job titles, and then you're going to pull up this big search results. It's going to show you all the people who are second degree connections who have those job titles. Then, are you ready for it, guys? You're going to connect, connect, connect. You're going to go down the line and connect, 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 connect until you're blue in the face or until your finger is numb from connecting. It is all about connecting with people. So connect your face off with as many people as you possibly can. Who's surprised by this? After connecting, don't include a note. It'll give you the ability to add a customized or personalized note to every single person. And based on all of my research and studies, anytime you add a note to your connection request, you get less results or worse results. It's actually kind of surprising. So don't include a personalized note, despite what some influencers say. Just connect, connect, connect. Remember through this process that rejection is okay. Some people are going to ignore your connection request. Some people are going to send back, why do you want to be connected with me? Some people are going to say, I don't know you, so I can't be connected with you. But just remember, they don't know that LinkedIn is a networking party, right? They don't know. So the rejection is okay. Just keep moving forward. It's about the people who do connect with you. And go on back and connect, 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 connect. Connect until your fingers are numb. When your hands get tired on your computer, you can actually do it. I do this sometimes in bed. I've got the LinkedIn app on my phone, and I will connect all the way down the line from my bed on my mobile phone. Just remember that connections are your friend, because what's about to happen is my favorite step in this entire webinar, and I go absolutely crazy because this is so valuable, you guys. You have to do the first 3 steps to get to the 4th step. But sorry, I get like super, super excited because it works every time. And how do I know it works? A few months ago, I did this process. Now, keep in mind, you guys, my agency has scaled. We have every single month consistent $20,000 to $30,000 months on the agency side, which is a long, we've come a long way from where we used to be when I was, struggling to make 5,000 or 6,000 a month, or, we couldn't afford vacations or couldn't pay down our debt. But a couple months ago, I was like, oh, I could use another client. And I went through this process again. And guess what? It worked. And I got a $1,300 a month client. It still works. It still works for me. It still works for almost every single person who goes through the challenge. It's amazing to see. Literally, I challenge you to do it tonight. You will not be disappointed, and you'll be like, Rachel was telling the truth. She's so serious. I got a discovery call. I got someone who wanted to know more about my services. I got a proposal request and everything. So it's insane how well this process works. All right, so connections are your friend. Are you guys ready for that? Are you willing to embrace the lion mindset? If you are, say yes in the chat. Let's see who is willing to embrace that. Got to get my coffee on. All right. You guys are so excited about this. We're going to dive into my favorite part of this entire process. Ready for it? Let's go. Step 4, outbound marketing. Hands down, this is the most powerful step in the process. The only thing is, this doesn't work if you don't put in the work of the first 3 steps. The good news is the first step is kind of a one and done with occasional tweaking. Step 2 is minimal maintenance. Step 3, you have to do repeatedly. You want to keep your connection list growing, but you can do it obviously anywhere. You can do it in bed on the LinkedIn app. You can do it when you're on the toilet if you take too long. You can do it when you're in the car or on the bus. And yes, I did talk about the toilet on a webinar because I'm a real person. Okay. Step 4 is the one that every time you do it, you see the go-go juice and you see exactly why this works. So I will tell you guys before we dive into this, we've all gotten spam on LinkedIn. That's pretty rough, right? Like you've gotten the spam on LinkedIn where you're like, oh my gosh, that is so not personalized. That is like so obvious that it's spam. You can tell that this is like a bot. This is horrible. This is outsourced. It's like awful. I did this once. So I sent out an email a message to every single person on my profile, pitching something that basically was marketing. Thankfully, my connection list was still pretty small, but I unfortunately sent it to someone who I really admired. And I just I think I wasn't really thinking. I was just like, okay, this should work. And I sent her this message, and she was a chief marketing officer for a very prominent company. And she sent me back, ew, this is spam. Why would I want this? Yuck. And I just felt so embarrassed by this. So part of the reason that I'm going to teach you guys exactly how to do this is so that you don't find yourself in that same situation. I'm not a fan of spam. I'm not a fan of, pitching someone for something that they don't need. So every time I get a pitch for somebody who's a social media manager and says, I'd love to manage your social media, all I can think is like, can you not read? Like I said in my profile, I'm a social media manager. This is a wasted pitch. And actually, usually I just send them like a link to this webinar. And I'm like, take this webinar. It'll change the way you see everything. So I'm going to prevent you guys from being guilty of spam as well. So step 4, here are the steps in outbound marketing. Step 1, go to the connections that you created in step 3 on LinkedIn. Step 2, you are going to, yes, I know this is scary, but you are going to send each one a message, every single one that is a qualified potential prospect. Now, as you're going through this process, one thing I want to tell you guys is that you don't want to send those messages to people who work in marketing necessarily, unless of course you think their business is big enough that you can support them in their efforts. But don't send it to social media managers. Don't send it to graphic designers. Don't send it to marketing agencies. You're going to waste your time. But send it to just the owners, founders, CEOs of companies that are not marketing. Super important. So that's one of the big ways you're going to prevent yourself from being caught in the spam trap. Personalization's good. Personalize each message with the right first name, maybe add their business name. I'm going to give you guys a little template in just a second. And personalization, you can look at their business a little bit, learn a little bit about it, study it before you send them this message, but just don't spend too much time on it because unfortunately, sales is all a numbers game, you guys. Sales is all numbers. And so if you are spending 20 minutes on one message, you're only going to get 5 out an hour. And to be honest, you're going to want to send out a lot more messages than that. Now, here is the template that I recommend that you guys use. So if you are watching on your phone, just screenshot it. If you're watching on your computer, feel free to screenshot it. If you have neither available and you can't screenshot, then just write it down or make some notes, make a mental note. All right, so it is dear first name. Thanks for connecting. How is business going at business name? I help business owners to, and then you fill in the blank. I'd love to discuss how I could support your business with my social media strategies. When would you be free for a phone call? Your name. Now, the blank that you can fill in could be, I help business owners to maximize their Facebook advertising dollars. It could be, I help business owners to manage customer comments on Facebook. It could say, I help business owners to grow a raving following. I help business owners to manage the front lines of social media. Whatever it is that you come up with, honestly, it's going to be really powerful, but this message works every single time. So I'll give you guys just a second. When you're done taking a picture of it or writing it down, just say, I'm all good. You need a second, just let me know. While we're doing that, I wanted to share with you guys, this is kind of cool. Somebody took this exact workshop last week, and she said, I just wanted to give an update that not only did my discovery call, which she learned how to do on this training last week, not only did my discovery call turn into a small project, I also had a large local media company reach out based on my requesting a connection. I started working as a contractor for them this week, and they basically are filling in the remaining available hours in my work schedule. So she has become almost completely fully booked, you guys, just by doing exactly what I recommend in this training. Doesn't that kind of get you excited? Like, people are seeing results immediately. I've gotten so many emails from people who have already implemented this from last week's training and are already seeing results. Okay. Oops, got to click on it. There we go. So from there, you're going to get people who are going to say, I want to know more. What is your pricing? Tell me more about you. What does it look like? What ideas do you have? The goal of this is to get them on a discovery call. So you can say, what days are you available for a discovery call? Or you can call it something else. You could say, what days are you available for a call? Your goal is to get them on a discovery call from there. And from there, you have a potential client lead. Once the discovery call is done, you'll send them a proposal. They'll either accept it, negotiate, or even, deny it, which is okay too. But you got one step closer. And just like how Sarah did from what she implemented last week, you might secure that first client pretty fast, which she did it very quickly, you guys. It can happen as fast as you want. It can take a little bit of time if you're a slow mover. I recommend implementing this immediately and seeing the results because you're going to be blown away. So how effective is this? I'll tell you guys, it works every single time. I literally, out of hundreds of people who have gone through this training, I've only heard of maybe 1 or 2 people who it hasn't worked for. And usually, it's because a portion of their profile isn't optimized. So let me just grab a quick drink of water. So works every single time. Now, make sure to stay to the end for the live Q&A because I'm going to be answering all of your guys' questions that you have on this entire process. Who here saw this training, or even just a portion if you're just tuning in now, who here saw this training and says, oh my gosh, that is doable? Who is watching this and says, that is doable? I'm willing to bet almost everybody says, oh, I could totally do this. It seems manageable, right? Who here thinks, wow, that actually seems pretty easy? It's lined up. It's explained. Definitely doable. You guys are flooding the chat. Yep. Totally doable. Who's here says, I'm going to do this tonight or this weekend? Yep. Awesome. That is doable. Cool. I love seeing the positivity in the chat. Yvette says, sounds simple, but I'm not keen on talking on the phone. I'm going to go ahead and mark that for later on because then we'll talk about it. Awesome. People are doing it tonight, you guys. And Jamie says, and if I try and fail, I'll try again. I love that mentality. You're the kind of person that I absolutely love. Take action, guys. It works. All right. So I wanted to share something special with you guys. When I went through everything, honestly, I figured everything out myself. I figured out this process. I was the person who created this process for social media managers. So if you see other webinars teaching this, I'm the original. I've been teaching this for over a year now. But I created this process. I had to figure out what a proposal looks like, how to do a discovery call, how do you secure a client, how do you accept payment. You guys, I couldn't afford a $2,000 program when I first started this. You know, we went through a really expensive court case through custody, and we lost, $24,000 with attorneys, and we were so stressed about finances. So I couldn't invest lots of money into anything. I had to make it work, and I had to make it work fast. So well, I figured it all out by myself. I remember like Googling late at night, what does a proposal look like, and making an ugly proposal in Canva and then being told this isn't what it's supposed to look like, and experiencing all this embarrassment and everything. So I went through it by myself, and I didn't have a real strong community when I first started to rely on of social media managers. So I want to make sure that it's okay with you guys, but I wanted to share something that I created for social media managers so that you don't have to do exactly what I did and figure it all out myself or figure it all out yourself. So I wanted to share this with you, but I wanted to make sure that that's okay with you guys. Is that all right if I share this with you? Cool. Looks like the yeses are starting to come on in. Awesome. Well, we'll keep it short, and we're going to dive into the live Q&A in just a moment. All right, so here is what I want to share with you guys. It's something that is very, very special to me and to a lot of social media managers online, and that is Social Media United. Social Media United is the program that I created basically for the person that I was 2 years ago, well, 21 months ago. I created this program because when I got started, I felt so alone in the process. I had no idea if I was doing things right. If a client got upset, I didn't know who to ask for support. When a proposal went out, I was like, do I follow up? Who do I ask? What do I do? How do I take a discovery call? This is great that I'm booking all these discovery calls. What do I even ask? Do I pitch them on the call? Do I do high pressure sales tactics? I have no idea. And to be honest, it was really a hard time for me, but I was like, as soon as I started to become more and more successful as a social media manager, I decided it was time to create something that supported social media managers. And that's where Social Media United came into play. I created it right around the time that I started, well, first and foremost, after I left my 9-to-5 in May of last year. And it wasn't that much longer after that I had my first $10,000 month as a social media manager. And I think one of the things that's really important that I want you guys to know is that I do manage social media still. I'm not somebody who created a course and the course is my bread and butter and I tell you that I make, $70,000 a month but it's secretly all a part of my course, if that makes sense. I'm somebody who does both. I have an agency and I do a lot of the work still for that. I put in a lot of hours to make sure that I'm still practicing exactly what I preach. So I know exactly what the process is of being a social media manager still today is like. But what is social media like? Awesome. Thanks, Leah. So Social Media United has over 50 video trainings that walk you through everything on social media. So whether you're figuring out pricing, who your target market is, how to handle the sales process, what you should do if somebody asks you for your portfolio, how do you handle that? How do you build a following on social media? All of those steps, every single one of those steps is taught in this amazing training. There's over 50 videos. There's actually, I think the last time we counted, over 70 videos, but they're all short and action sized, except for the ones that I'll explain in just a second, but 50 plus short, no fluff, bite-sized education videos. There are worksheets, templates, swipe files, everything that you could ever dream of. So you hop on the discovery call, what do you ask? Not a problem. We've got all of the questions in a discovery call questionnaire that you can just swipe from SMU, download it, and then ask those exact questions on your sales call. Okay, now they want a proposal. What now? Not a problem. We've got 3 plug-and-play proposal templates in SMU. So you can grab the exact content and turn it into your own and easily send over a proposal. It's that easy. We've got next steps documentation. So let's say your client signed after you get the proposal. What do you do now? Well, no worries. We can set up the next steps with an easy email, and I've got the template for you guys. So literally every single template, swipe file, worksheet you could possibly dream of as a social media manager, whether you're just starting out or you've been one for a while. It's very powerful. We've got weekly trainings and master classes. This is kind of cool. So a while back, people were saying, Rachel, I want to know how to do social media for this industry, the white collar industry, the beauty industry, for ugly industries, for physical products. How do we do that? So I've started to bring in real life business owners who come in and work. We work through all of their strategy live with all of my students who join the call, and they get to watch as we go through an entire strategy for 60 minutes, and they get to see how a strategy is formulated. It's really fun and interactive. Who says that sounds kind of fun? I mean, those are some of my favorite calls. The coolest thing, guys, it has exploded even since I created this slide last week. It is over 400 social media managers in a community who support each other. That means that round the clock, there is support. It's almost 24/7. I stay up really late. I'm a late night owl. I stay up late answering questions. I love being a part of SMU. We've got top-notch service because we have a team of 6 people who answer all of your questions, who are part of my team. You've got other social media managers who are in the trenches with you. So over 400 people that support you, but it's not just a community. It's really like a family. Like, we've become family. One story that was really powerful was one student, her dad unfortunately was killed in a car crash, and it was totally sudden, and she had to fly out of state to go visit her dad and be at the funeral. It was just heartbreaking, and everyone in SMU pitched in and literally raised enough money for her so that she was able to take the month off of work and go to, or at least get the work covered and go to her dad's funeral, and it paid for all of their bills so that they didn't go unpaid. It's like a family, you guys. It's incredible. We've got live Q&A monthly calls, one of my favorite things. I do these calls every month, answering all of the questions you have about being a social media manager. And we've got Slack communities for connection, so you can get to know people in a more intimate way rather than the big group. But that's a great way to make incredible friends and honestly lifetime connections. It's incredible. Now, the beauty of all of this is you would say okay, this is probably $300. This is probably $1,000. You get all of this for just $49 a month, which is, as you know, one of the lowest rates on the entire market. This is created for the people who are exactly where I was 21 months ago, where you can't afford a $2,000 course as easily as dropping your hat. So it's $49 a month, but today I'm going to give you guys the opportunity to join for just $1 for 7 days, which is pretty cool. So you can join for 7 days, get full access to everything, and experience what Social Media United is all about, and really decide, is this right for me? You can, use the swipe files, you can use the proposals, you can connect with the community. Literally, I think it works out to 14 cents a day. Join, you'll get 7 days of, complete access. The only thing that you won't get is you won't get like the t-shirt that you get when you become a full-time social media manager. But other than that, it's full access. You can just join, access everything. And I want to offer that to you guys. So this is pretty powerful. And for anyone who joins today, I'm going to offer to you guys a limited bonus, which is pretty fun. So this limited bonus is that we're going to have a launch call that's going to get you started exactly from where you're at. It gives you a couple of steps. We'll all join that call together next week. And on that call, we're going to walk through the checklist of what you need to get started or what you need to take it to the next level. So it'll be really fast. It's going to give you the next steps. You're going to know exactly what you need to do. Basically, it's going to be like, everyone who joins this round, we are all going to come together on this awesome launch call and build it out together and prepare our own plans and get customized plans for what we need to do to build our businesses bigger. Who thinks that sounds like a pretty good deal? Say me in the comments. Just $1 to join. I know it's like, wait, for real? Is this really $1? Is this a scam? Is this really worth it? I will tell you guys, it is absolutely not a scam. This is the kind of thing that I love. I love supporting people in a way that is totally affordable. Now we're going to dive into the live Q&A in just a second, but what I wanted to share with you guys also is some of the results that I have seen for some of my students that has been absolutely incredible. One of my students, her name is Sabrina. She's a single mom and she has 3 kids. Single mom. Last year, she made $5,000 over the entire year. So she was, struggling. She was definitely in a place where she didn't feel free. And she joined SMU out of like faith and hope. And the moment I met her, I knew she was going to be successful. And so, sorry, Tenny asked a question. Let me just mark this so that I can answer it at the live Q&A. Sabrina now is bringing in $5,000 per month. So her life has completely turned around. She actually is no longer on welfare or government assistance. She's able to support her sons. And now it's just a matter of hiring a team and scaling bigger. I've got a student named David. He's amazing. And David he was literally working, stuck in a 9-to-5, started to build up his clientele. And within 9 months, I want to say, maybe it was 7 months, but within 7 to 9 months, he literally left his job and is now starting to build out a team of people and building an agency. Nicole is one of my other amazing students. She is a mom to 3 kids, incredible mom. She could barely afford SMU when she joined. And within a couple of months, she not only made enough to pay for to pay for itself, but to also pay for all of her groceries. So for her family, it was life-changing. And now they're bringing in a full-time income with everything that she learned from SMU. And as you guys have kind of seen here, like that's my mission. My biggest mission is to empower people, whether you're brand new to being a social media manager or whether you've done this for a long time and you're ready to start taking your business to a more successful level. This is so, so important to me because I care about you having success. Absolutely essential. So, all right, let's dive on into the questions. I've got them all marked. I'll start all the way back up at the top. And you can just drop your questions in the chat and I'll answer them as we get to them. So, awesome. Okay, Genevieve asks how to get certification from this. So we've been working on a certification program for Social Media United for a little while. I think it will all come together after our live event at SMU Live. So that's going to be this October. Everybody in SMU is joining in Texas. It's going to be an incredible event. We've got a mansion rented out and tons of A-list speakers that are awesome. A-list, that is in marketing and not celebrities, but it's going to be incredible. We've got A-list marketing professionals joining, sharing topics, and I think that right around then is when we'll announce the certification program. Yvette says, sounds simple, but I'm not keen on talking on the phone. That's okay. There are some people who do it all online, I will tell you it will limit your income earning potential because potential clients want to connect with somebody. So what I would highly recommend instead is to join SMU and connect with different entrepreneurs in SMU who are already having success, and consider being a subcontractor so you don't have to do many phone calls. Everything is communicated online. So a lot of SMU members are starting to hire from SMU. That's pretty cool. So build connections and start to support people there. And then before you know it, you could have a couple of SMU members as your clients, as crazy as that sounds. All right, let's see. By the way, I'm seeing this again, and I love this so much. Jamie says, if I try and fail, I'll try again. That is like one of my favorite comments I've ever seen in a webinar. Okay, let's see. Genevieve says, I'm completely new to social media. Social media manager, was it understandable to me? Absolutely. So we have people who are brand new to social media management. We have people who have been doing it for a while, who are relearning new ways and better ways to run their business. We teach everything. So from the basics all the way to advanced social media strategies. The one thing that I do want to make clear is that Social Media United does not teach funnels or Facebook ads, but you will have a lower price point access to my advanced course for that, but that is not recommended for everybody. So that's a little bit different, but that is outside of Social Media United. So it's all the way from brand new social media managers all the way to advanced social media managers, just not necessarily the funnel builder, high ticket side of that, of those skill sets. Tenny says, I paid $1 earlier today. Awesome. Welcome to SMU. Do I still have access to the launch call? Sure. Let's do that. And I'm going to put it, but I am going to put a time limit on it. Let's see if I can do it. I don't think I can do it from here. In order to get that special launch call, you have to join by the end of tomorrow. So you have to join by the end of Friday in order to get the special launch call for SMU so that you can be all set for success. All right, let's see. Genevieve says, is it completely step-by-step tutorials? Don't have any idea yet, but I want to focus on social media management jobs. Yeah, absolutely. 100% step-by-step. Oh, and cool. We're starting to welcome people on in. Looks like Molly has joined us. Awesome. Welcome, Molly. Morgan says, when you send the connection over LinkedIn, what sort of things do you say? Do you mention the social media management or is it more vague? So two things. I don't recommend sending a note with your connection. I've had really bad results with that, and so have most of my students. I actually recommend just sending the template that I shared earlier, which was that template of what to say, and that would happen after they accept your connection request. Yvette says, is it a good idea for a freelance writer to add social media management as one of my services? If so, how do I market both services? I would definitely do it. I mean, social media management is more consistent income. It's a monthly retainer. So the good thing about that is you might get a couple clients at $500 to $1,000 a month, and then all of a sudden you've got consistent income every month, so you can only pick up the jobs that you love as a writer. So I'm a huge fan of it, and what I would do is I'd market them separately or let one lead to the other. So if you have a freelance job, say, you know, I also do social media management. Is that something you guys are looking for or in the market for? Or vice versa. If you're marketing your social media management, you can say, I also do freelance writing. Are you guys going to be needing any support with blogging? Andrea asked, how many hours, do you typically spend a month on one client's SM? It depends on if it's an easy account or not, but usually I spend anywhere from 5 to 10 hours a month total on my clients' accounts. But like I said, it depends. If we're going through a launch, it's a little bit different. And I tend to take on a little more high maintenance clients intentionally. We've got like lots of big projects and moving pieces, and they've got high profile businesses. But when I first started, I spent about 5 to 10 hours a month per client, which is pretty great. So, you know, if you do the math, you end up making about $100 an hour if you're charging $500 to $1,000 a month. Sam says, how to join. I'm going to drop the link to join in the comments below. So it is www.smutrial.com to join for just $1. All right, let's see what other questions. are being asked. Oh, Tenny. So Alicia is following up with you guys. Anyone who signed up via PayPal, there was one little glitch in the system. We just added PayPal this week for people who don't have credit cards or prefer to pay via PayPal. So we're going to be following up with everyone this afternoon to make sure that you got the login. That's not the norm. It's just because when we launched the new system, we tested it. It worked for us. It didn't work for everyone else. So we'll make sure that you get the login and that you get access to the community as well. Jamie says, I own a virtual travel agency and want to branch into SMM in the travel industry. Will you teach effective ways to learn SMM? I'm clueless with Twitter, slowly growing my IG. Yeah, absolutely. So Twitter is actually one of my favorite platforms. I have a 5-day Twitter challenge that teaches you how to grow your Twitter quickly in 5 days. And if you repeat that challenge, you can grow your, sorry, I've still got that cough. You can grow your Twitter following from 1,000 to 5,000 Twitter followers in 1 month. It's insane. I did mine by I think just over 5,000 followers in 1 month. And so you can absolutely do that for yourself and for your clients. But yeah, we teach all of the different effective ways to learn social media management. So Tenny, I'll make sure that everyone is covered up. Let's see. We are a group of SMMs. Oh, awesome. We are looking to access a more advanced social or training for social. Does SMU have that? There are advanced trainings for social media in SMU. If you're specifically looking to learn Facebook ads and funnels, then I highly recommend SMU Elite. That would make a lot more sense for you. Tell me a little bit more about what you're looking to learn, but the techniques that are in SMU, as long as you skip like the foundations lessons, then there are really advanced techniques that I used. The techniques I used to go viral. I reached 11.5 million people. I use social media to blow up on a list. If anyone here is familiar with ClickFunnels, I was one of the top 10 affiliates for the Expert Secrets launch for ClickFunnels, which was an incredible honor. What else? What other questions do you guys have? But I teach some of those different skills, like how to grow a Facebook following significantly. All of those things are huge. So Genevieve says, I do not have cards. PayPal will do. We did integrate PayPal recently, which is pretty awesome. So you can use it, and then we'll follow up with everyone this afternoon to make sure that you get your logins and everything. But yeah, we've got PayPal totally integrated. Yvette says, I want more steady income. So this is great news. I do have a question. My writing niche is relationships in the whole aspect. Who should I target when making connections, or should I just connect with anyone? Does that make sense? Yeah, I'd say connect with anyone, because you never know who could be a client for social media versus freelance writing. And some might be both, and some might be one or the other. I'm not a huge fan of niching down in social media. I'm a bigger fan of finding who your ideal clients are and finding more of them. Sam says, how can I unsubscribe if this is not for me? Great question. You can just, on days like 3 and 5, we send out the email that you can unsubscribe to, but it's hello@rachelpedersen.com if you decide it's not for you. And if you fall in love, we'll welcome you to stay too. So, or Rihanna says, can I ask what jobs do social media entails? I mean, is it only content per client? Do you do all the social media, or the client should choose? Okay, so it's a combination. Some of our clients are going to be really hands-on in the process and just want scheduling. Some of our clients are like, take it all, I don't want to touch any of it. Some of us will incorporate blog writing or email marketing. The cool thing is you get to build out your business exactly how you want it to look. So for some of us, like I said, it's very hands-on. For some of us, it's more of like the tactical and the strategy. Some of us are just going to create the content and then share it with the client. It's really all across the board. So you can decide exactly what you want it to look like. Lacey says, social media marketing to executive sales professionals. I'm a B2B book ghostwriter, mastermind copywriter. I market to C-suite. Is that what your headline is? Is that the before and the after, Lacey? What other questions do you guys have? Who here is excited? Who here has like a newfound excitement about everything that's about to happen? Because I feel it, and I'll tell you guys, like, there's a reason that Social Media United has grown so much and so fast. I've only had it around for a year and 1 month, and we've grown from 0 members in May of last year to over 460 members today. And the reason being, because I'm there every single day. I'm not there all day, every day, because if I was, you could worry that I didn't really have clients. I really do have clients that I work with, and I spend my days mostly focusing on their work. But I'm in SMU every single day, answering your questions, making sure that everything is taken care of. My team and I are there to hold your hand. We support you 100%. Even if a part of the process for you is personal development and overcoming fear, that's a part of the process. Awesome, Sam. I'm so excited, by the way. You joined. Yay. We've got another awesome member. I can only see the Stripe ones coming in right now, so I can't see the PayPal ones from my computer. It doesn't pop up, but I'll log in and see. I think we're getting some awesome people, which I'm really, really excited about. So if you are ready to take things to another level and to feel really supported and connect with people, this is the right place for you. Honestly, Social Media United, you guys, I'm so passionate about it because it is exactly what I wished I had from the very beginning. And Jamie, I'm the same way. I will not spend $2,000 on a course unless I know it's like the greatest in the world. And even today, I'm like, I don't know about it. I don't know if I want to spend $2,000 on a course. Obviously, I've invested in my business now, and I invest heavily into my business. But in the very beginning, it was like, no, I don't have $2,000. Like, we don't even have $2,000 in savings. And so people have told me, you need to make SMU $397 a month. You need to make SMU $597 a month. You need to make it a $2,000 course. And I'm like, no, that's not what this is about. This is about helping people to make that transition. So it's very, very exciting. I'm passionate about it. Who's excited about taking also this? If you join SMU, by the way, because I think a lot of people are joining, which is so exciting. If you are joining SMU, what I want to share with you guys is that there is an even more in-depth version of this in SMU called the 10 Days to 1K Challenge. So the 10 Days to 1K Challenge is an awesome program. It's 10 days worth of challenges. Every single day you get an email and a video, the video lesson that corresponds with it, and it pushes you harder than even this system I just taught. So it goes more in depth. It gives you the exact templates. It gives you exactly what to do, how to write a blog, what kind of blog to write. I am revamping that only because LinkedIn looks different now, but it still works exactly the same. So it's an incredible system. Who's excited, guys? I'm so excited about you all. Jamie says, you're an inspiration. Thank you. Sam says, my first social media client just landed and I have so many questions about it. Oh, dive on in. Don't be shy. Like, pretend that SMU is your new home and be like, hey guys, I'm Sam. Like, this is what I'm up to. This is what I just did. I'm really excited. I need some advice. And people will support you. They'll rally around you. Everyone is going to be rooting for you. This is not a Facebook group or community where games and trolls and snarky comments are allowed. This is a supportive place, and you'll find that there. It's seriously phenomenal. So, well, I accidentally went 22 minutes over because I went super excited. I got so excited about this. I know you guys were too. Even though the tech issues happened in the very beginning, we've had an awesome webinar. I've loved getting to know you guys a little bit, and I can't wait to see you inside of SMU. So I will drop the link one last time. And if you want to watch the replay, you absolutely can. Awesome. Yvette joined. Who else is going to join? Who else is going to join and get access to that awesome free launch call where you get the custom advice for your own business? I'm so excited about that. So Yvette joined. We've got Sam joining. I think Jamie said maybe she did. Tenny joined. Who else? Let's see. Who else is ready to join SMU and get to know me a little bit better and the whole SMU crew? The other thing too, this is kind of fun. If anyone likes challenges, there are tons of challenges in SMU, but one of my favorite challenges is there's a challenge to getting, oh, awesome, welcome. Is it grain? I want to make sure I'm saying that right. Let me know if that's right. Grain, or is it grain? I'm going to say grain. Grain is my first guess. Okay, so the other thing that's really, really cool is you will be able to have access to, once you become a full-time social media manager, we have these really cute t-shirts. I'm gonna hop back on video so you guys can see it. Okay, I've got all my t-shirts. These are so fun. Okay, This is my favorite shirt in the entire world to wear. So it says, I'm the boss. And when you leave your 9 to 5, which quite a few people in SMU are doing every single day, which is awesome, you get your I'm the boss shirt for free. And so you get to wear this around. And let me tell you, this shirt is the #1 conversation starter I have. So I'll be at a restaurant and I wear the I'm the boss shirt. I wear this like everywhere. I have like 15 of them. And so I will straight up wear this. So I wear this everywhere, and people will be like, what do you do? And I'm like, oh, I own a marketing agency. And so I'm the boss of the marketing agency. And people are like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Like, I want to hear more about it. And then all of a sudden it opens the door for conversations. So it's really, really cool. And then we also have one other. I don't know if it's here. I might not have that one here. Let's see it. No, I don't have that one here. But there's one other one that's like the really, really tough one to get. So it says 5-figure club across the front. And 5-figure club means that you made your first $10,000 month. So if you make $10,000 in a month, you get the 5-figure club shirt. Oh, and on the back it says, sorry, I forgot to show you this. It's pretty cute. I love these. On the back, it says SMU crew hashtag. So I think it might be backwards for you guys, but hashtag SMU crew, which is kind of cool. So I'm the boss. I wore this, like I wear this everywhere. I feel like people recognize me for this shirt. So, okay, let me see what everyone else is saying. So Genevieve asked, can I pay later using PayPal? Yes, but you have to pay by the end of tomorrow night at midnight, my time, Central Time, to get that launch call next week. So I want to see who's going to do it. I'm super excited. I know it's going to be really great. Jamie says, I'm at the beach. Ooh, enjoy. Will join when I get home. Can't wait to see you inside. Lacey says, I would like to create actual money generating challenges. I'm tired of all the fluff ones. Yeah, there are ones that like grow your Twitter following. There are challenges. I'm trying to think real fast. So there's the 30-day Get Clients Bootcamp, and that's one that gives you a long-term and a short-term strategy. So like how to get PR, how to get on podcasts, how to connect with people, how to network with people. So that's a little more long-term. If you need fast cash, 10 days to 1K. Every time you go through it, you will get clients. It's phenomenal. Okay, so Tenny says, I'm determined to get those shirts. Do it. It's going to be awesome. So guys, this has been awesome. Thank you so much for joining me. What have you thought of this webinar, by the way? This is like my favorite webinar to teach because I think it actually delivers some value. Have you guys gotten value from this? Share with me what you think just in the comments so I know. What do you think? Valuable? Have you gotten value from this? Let's see. Cool. Cecile says, fun and on point. I love it. Excellent. Anyone else? Or no one else? No, I'm just kidding. Yvette says, I've been having to go to the bathroom for 4 days to miss anything. That's awesome. Yes, Jamie says, thank you, so amazing. Cool. Leah says, great to connect with you. Is it possible to see the replay? Yep, I'll send out the replay to everyone, especially since there was that tech glitch. So that means there were like literally 750 people at least who didn't even get this. Like because the link didn't go out. Thanks, Webinar Jam, for moderating everything this week. But, you know, it's like, it is what it is. I'll send out the replay. It'll be fine. So good to see you all. Amazing day. Those of you who joined SMU, I'll see you shortly on over there. And I'm so excited to get to know everybody. Thanks for joining. Have such a good rest of your day. Bye.